Hey everybody, this is MisterArtra here, and welcome to a very special, very inaugural episode of Super Useful Redstone. Now, we are here in my Redstone Wetworks, the second iteration. Actually, I had a previously much larger world, but this is where we're going to start. This is the very beginning. This is some things that I've been working on recently. So what we have here is, this is the bottom of what you would typically see on a mob farm. You have the little drop chute here, mobs fall down through here, land there. Now, in a lot of these, I hear people saying, is there a way to make these toggleable so I can stand here and do XP mode, or I can just hang out here doing other things, watching videos, working on homework, doing some stuff, and the mobs will just drop whatever you want them to. Now, we've got the AFK mode set right now, so you can sit there, or switch it over to XP mode for when you actually want to stand and hit the things and get their XP. So, how do you do this, one might ask? How can we accomplish this as well? I will show you. So, underneath here, you can see we've got just a simple redstone mechanism right here. This is what is called a RS NOR latch, right? Yes, a very, very fancy term. And this goes into some sticky pistons right here, and then they hang out. This hangs out right there on top of a hopper minecart on a hopper, which will go directly into a chest or a shulker box, or if you're feeling fancy, you can put a sorting system right here on the end and just sort things as soon as they come out of there. That is up to you. That is your decision. Now, for this build, what you will need is at least around a 5x8. Now, I say around because you can possibly shorten this up a little bit. This is kind of a replication of where I built it in the casual craft multiplayer world, but you could probably shrink this up a little bit, you know, if you wanted to make some aesthetic changes, as you will. Now, so the way this is going to work, the very first thing you need to do is you need to bust out your whatever construction block you're going to use. I like to use concrete in this world because it's nice and highlighted. You don't need to use this. You can use cobble. It's much cheaper, and no one's going to fault you for it because they're not going to see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here, and we're going to bring this wire right there, and then there. And we need a little more over here, like so. And then a little bit more. And this is just for the latch down here. The way this works is we're going to take some redstone and bring it like that, down there, and across, like so. These are going to do something really cool. Now, you're going to take your redstone torch and put it there. Yes, like so. And then another one is going right here. Yes. There we go. Yes. Sometimes I have to remember the placement myself. So, this right here, essentially, when you send power through this side, what it will do is turn off this torch and turn off this bit here. And allow this to power the circuit. It acts as a latching system, hence the RS NOR latch. You can see it like that. You can see now this is locked off and this one is locked on. And if we do it then, so this is what actually achieves the toggling mechanism. So, but you don't need those buttons there. Don't put those buttons there. That's I mean, unless you want to play with it, that's up to you. But you take your wiring and you come up like that. And again, this is something that you could probably play around with if you wanted to. You don't necessarily need to place things exactly the way I have for these buttons. It's just the way that I liked to do it. It fit at the time, you know what I mean? So, no, not there. Yes. And then one more there. And just bring the wiring up here. Now, if we come here, you can see we've got a magma block, and then this is some smooth quartz. You don't need to actually have either of these here. This is just to easily mark what you're wanting to have happen. So if you hit the AFK mode with the magma block, you can see the magma block shows up, and the opposite is true as well. So you don't necessarily need to have those there. It's just to kind of easily mark where things are at, especially if you end up putting a slab here and you can't see that block. It makes it a lot easier for you. But you come over here, and if you decide, hey, you know what, I want to build it like that, you put your magma block there, and then whatever block your mobs are going to land on when they're doing their thing, and that's where your buttons go. Now over here we're going to have a repeater there, right? So we're going to directly power blocks here and here. See? And these are where we're going to have a little bit of inversion action to directly power our sticky pistons, which are, of course, what is actually doing the changing action. So put a sticky piston there and a sticky piston there, right? And then depending on, let's see, which side do we have active right now? We actually have the standing block active. So you can see it's going to act kind of opposite of which button you want. So that's why I tend to have it marked. And then a magma block there. And it will work like so. With each click, it will move over. Now you want to make sure that, I mean, you can still hit this button. It's not going to break anything. It's just not going to do anything. You need to hit the other one. So that's how that mechanism works. Now, in order to make sure that you are getting your item collection going, we'll go ahead and come down here. You need, this is where your hopper minecart's going to go, and then you have another hopper right there. Now, I build these blocks out because you need to have something to point that hopper at, right? And then you need a little bit of rail. There's one bit of rail, and we'll put it directly on top of that hopper. And then that's where that goes as well. So now, as you're killing things, or you're just standing around letting the magma block kill it, the hopper minecart will pull directly through that block down into this hopper, and then you can put a chest or a shulker box. Let's do that. Let's put a shulker box on here because those are super cool. Put a shulker box there, and it will just collect whatever drops, or a sorter. That's really up to you. That's kind of more of like a creative choice, or you know, just what are your needs at the time? What do you need? So that is pretty much the long and the short of it. You can then put a floor, decorate it around or whatever, and this will work essentially on any mob farm. It doesn't necessarily need to be a spawner. It just needs to be something where they will take fire, I guess lava type damage. So like piglins, zombie pigmen, the striders, anything that will not take damage from lava or magma, will not work for them. But skeletons, zombies, all kinds of stuff, pretty much any other mob, really, will take damage from this, and you can use this to very easily make it an AFK farm. Alright, well that was the long and the short of it. Essentially, you got to see pretty much everything there was to it. It's a pretty simple system. It's just something a little kind of funny sometimes that first-time Redstone users just don't know how to do yet. So, I made this video. You can check it out anytime you like. Come back, invite your friends, have them watch it. Now, if you would be so kind as to go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, and go ahead and follow me on the Twitter, and then there's Twitch, and there's all kinds of stuff. I am everywhere. So if you would go ahead and be so kind as to support us with that, I would really, really appreciate it. It will do a lot to continue content in the future. Alright, well, that's going to be all for me. Thank you very much for watching. I am MisterArtra, and I will be seeing you later. Deuces.